Like the concept of a ward of children who are battling cancer is quite grim. One of them, I was just a few rooms down from that person. But then one day I was just scrolling through Instagram after treatment and then found out that she passed. Sometimes people ask me about survivor's guilt kind of thing. To some extent, you kind of ask like, why me?
Hi, I'm
Hi,
Joshua.
I'm Lauren.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Evin. Nice to meet you. Can I ask when did you first get your diagnosis?
I got my diagnosis in 2014 and 2014.
2014 was
9 years ago. I was 14.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Then I ended treatment in mid-2016. So it's like 7 years in remission.
If you don't mind me asking, what cancer were you diagnosed with?
I was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma. So it's like a solid tumor cancer. So yeah, it's quite rare.
Okay. What like stage was it?
At that point, it was quite late stage already. I was stage 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How was it? Like, was it like stressful? I mean, it's cancer lah. So.
I mean, I was a teenager then, I was in Sec 2. So when I first got the diagnosis, I didn't really know how to process it, to be honest. I think as a secondary school student, you're just in your own bubble of like school, CCAs and your friends. And then suddenly, I don't think anything could have prepared me for what was to come. And I couldn't really understand, but that was also like not a bad thing.
Was there anything you had to give up in school because of your cancer?
Yeah, for sure. Because when you're going through treatment, what the drugs do is they lower your immune system. So you're more predisposed to catching an infection. So I virtually didn't attend class with any of my classmates. And I think that sense of community, like I didn't have that anymore.
Was the ward that you were in, were there a lot of people your age?
Not really. Most of them I recall were more infants or like in primary school. But for the few who were my age who had cancer and I met them, I think it was quite comforting to see that, you know, you're not alone in what you have to go through, and it's quite fun to talk about it like with them.
So how did you feel being in a ward with so many young cancer patients?
I think, I mean, generally the environment, like the concept of a ward of children who are battling cancer is quite grim. It was so bizarre because one of them, I was just a few rooms down from that person. So I would walk to her door because you can't go out of the isolation ward. Then we would talk to each other through the glass, that kind of thing. She drew me like a huge handwritten card and she colored it and she made it so nice and she drew both of us. But then one day I was just scrolling through Instagram after treatment and then found out that she passed. And it felt really, of course, sad. It's quite devastating. But yeah, sometimes people ask me about survivor's guilt kind of thing. To some extent, you kind of ask like, why me? Why do I get to be the one to live and why didn't they, you know? I think these questions are bound to come up. But honestly, I haven't really found an answer because it's not an easy question to, you know, to answer. So I heard you're also a cancer survivor.
Yeah. So yeah, I got it when not super young, but more of like when I was in
Young
army.
adult.
Yeah, so young adult-ish. And
What
yeah.
cancer was it?
Oh, it was like leukemia.
And then how long was your treatment?
Treatment was total. I think it took me total about like 2.5 years to recover with like, cause I had to go through chemo 3 times. There was like 1 month or a few months like on this bed and then you can't like move and you can't walk. And then you're always seeing this white wall. So you're always stuck in your head. And I think that was difficult for me.
So my treatment, it lasted for 1.5 years. I did do chemo.
Yeah.
I did like many cycles. I can't really count. I relate to the just lying in bed and feeling super sick and not being able to.
Yeah, correct.
And then, you know, like in between chemo cycles, you get like a 2-week break.
Correct, yeah.
So your body gets strong enough to get the next chemo cycle.
Hit,
so I think 1 year of that, like, it was just something that you had to do, right? Like, take it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, one
Yeah.
cycle at a time.
I remember there was one period of time because I had chemo and then like the throat, correct? My throat couldn't eat.
Because of the blisters?
Yes, the blisters, really, really bad blisters. And I remember like really, really craving for a McSpicy. Like, that was like,
Wait, you know there was one week
yeah.
I had
Same.
chemo,
Yeah.
and then I ate McSpicy for dinner from Monday to Friday.
Yes,
Because that was the only
yeah,
thing.
correct. I was like, I really want a McSpicy. And it was quite funny because I was really sad because I really wanted to eat McSpicy. And
But the spice would burn.
I know it will burn. It's just that thought, like when you are just taken away even the ability to just have the freedom to eat what you want to eat, like it makes you now appreciate the fact that right now, correct? Like if I want to go eat McSpicy, I can go to McDonald's and just order McSpicy.
Was it difficult telling your friends about it? Did they also like, you know, understand, or were they a bit unsure of how to navigate the situation?
It was tough to tell them. It was also tough during treatment to reach out to them because I felt like I didn't want to give them like that burden of, you know, trying, like being there for me. But I think I could have been better as a friend. Like it was more of my responsibility to keep the friendship going, especially when I needed that support lah.
Actually, it's interesting also because my mum was diagnosed with cancer in 2014 as well.
In 2014.
Yeah. Wait, how old are you now?
I'm 23.
You're 23. I'm 24 now. So, yeah, my mum was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2014. So I didn't really know how to like talk about it or tell anyone about it also.
If you don't mind sharing, what was like the hardest parts? Because for me, like I only don't really ask my parents like what was it like to see me go through that. I think part of me is scared to have them tell me because I feel a bit guilty that they had to go through. You know, I mean, that they had to go through like the pain of seeing their child like suffer.
I think it's definitely a bit different coming from like the POV of a daughter and not like a parent, right? I think sometimes I feel a bit like sorry that I cannot really do anything to help. Like that no matter what I do, like I cannot take your pain away from you. I cannot fully understand you as well. Yeah, so sometimes I feel guilty and I feel like, oh my gosh, like if I'm sad, right? Then like what rights do I have to be sad, you know? Because no, that's what I feel. Yeah. Especially like when I was so young, I couldn't really understand also, right? I couldn't really like...
Wow, that's so heavy for a teenager to feel.
Yeah, so I always like felt very just sorry that I couldn't
Take the pain away,
take the
like
pain
a sense
away,
of
yeah.
helplessness. Do you find a way to manage those feelings?
I think as I got older, I realized that like no matter what position you're in, whether you're the one with cancer or you're the family member or a friend or whoever it is lah, everyone goes through their own pain and like it's totally fine. It's not like pain competition or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone has their own
own
struggles.
struggles.
What do you think was like the toughest part of getting diagnosis or like wrapping your head around the fact that, you know, this is what you had to deal with now?
Maybe the toughest part would be, I guess, post-cancer. Like,
damn, that's
yeah, to me,
interesting.
yeah, it's because like cancer itself, I mean, it's difficult with chemo and everything, correct?
Yeah.
But I think like after cancer, I started to feel very stressed to live life to the fullest. You know
I
what I
relate
mean?
to that so much.
Yes, correct. Like, you went through it and then it's like, okay, so like you're lucky, you know, and then people do die, correct? So then it's like, okay, so what value do you add right now? So it's like that. So I guess like for me, when I started to go back to work and graduate school and everything, I was wondering like, what does living actually mean? We literally fought to live, right? So now you need to really know what does living mean. And then sometimes when I go to office and then I key in and then I just sit there and then I do my work, then I go for my lunch break, then I go back to my office. It just feels like, okay, I'm spending like 9 hours sitting on the desk. Like, is this what life is like? Is this how I would say like my condition of life should be? And yeah, that was really, really tough for me.
Do you feel like because you're a survivor, like you're supposed to know what life means.
I used to tell like my friends or my mom and my bro last time that cancer, the answer is much straightforward. I'm dying, correct? Why do I need to live? You look around, you got mom, you've got your brother, you've got your friends, you've got so much beautiful things, and everyone's all saying you need to live. And then you can take that as a reason and can run. But when you go into like normal life, right, things just kind of fade. Like you talk less to your mom, you
Yeah.
talk less to your brother, you talk less to your friends, and I think that makes me wonder like, wow, do I need a crisis to live life? And it makes me feel upset. And I used to tell this to my dad that cancer kind of like showed me the spiritual condition of life. And then after cancer, it's even harder to live authentic. And now I'm just doing this. It's like, yeah. Do you face the same thing as well?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge that I have is like the reconciliation of this experience to how I view life now, and the pressure to make sure that everything from my past to my present to my future aligns and it makes sense in my head. So for me, it's like appreciating the small things in life, making sure I spend time
With
with
your family
yeah,
and
my
yeah.
family, my friends, my dog, eat the food that I want, all the McSpicies that I want.
Yes. I love my spicy
Yeah.
potato, yeah.
Did you always believe that you would win like the battle against cancer?
For me, like my parents, they didn't really share my prognosis with me. My chance of survival, like throughout the while, I didn't know until like at the end when everything was okay. My parents told me, so I just took it one day at a time. Like as a 15-year-old, just okay. This week I have a cycle. Oh no! Oh yay! This week I can take a break. I can play with my dog.
So what was the chance of survival actually?
I think it was 10 to 15%.
Were you shocked when you found out at the end of it?
Yeah. Yeah, and then it just hit me like how lucky and blessed I am, and how many things actually had to align in order for me to make it to that point or this point. Yeah.
Looking back, did you feel that it was a good thing your parents hid the prognosis from you?
It wasn't an easy thing, but I'm grateful that they didn't share it with me. Yeah, because I think I would have been a lot more discouraged. Because it's like a marathon, like showing up. I mean, I didn't have a choice. But I think it would have been harder mentally and like psychologically if I knew the whole time. Yeah.
Are you scared of like, a relapse?
I think that possibility can't be ruled out. But if I choose to take on that fear every day, then it will limit me from, I think, living the life in like a positive way that I want to. Okay lah, but I will be quite sad lah. I feel like learning about a diagnosis a second time will be harder than the first time. Because the first time, you don't know what you're going to go through and you don't know how you're going to feel.
Do you think like emotionally you would be able to better deal with it now that you're older?
To be honest, no leh. Because, okay, maybe I'm gaslighting myself. Maybe I can, I don't know. But like, as a teenager, when you go through that, you have no choice. You just have to show up, finish your treatment, and come back and try to get well as fast as possible. So you might even compare how you dealt with it last time to how you are dealing with it now. And then I imagine that comparison for me will be like, it was easier then than now. Because I think when you're older, you're like you got more life to think about,
What advice would you give to young people with cancer?
Know that like you're not alone, you're never alone, and don't be afraid to reach out for support, even though it can feel isolating. And I guess try to find a community for all pediatric cancer patients. You are approached by Children's Cancer Foundation. They have a social worker that they assign you, and then it's someone that actually meets many patients and can give advice or just be a friend. Yeah, so that was one thing that really, really helped. If you were to go back in time and to meet yourself who is in like the thick of treatment and like at your lowest, what would you say to yourself?
Wow. I don't think I'll say much. I think I'll just hug, just hug myself, or just be there with me, because like I think that's, I think those nights are the loneliness. Those are the hardest ones. Yeah. What about you? If you could go back, like time machine,
Yeah. I think I would just tell myself to try and live life to the fullest as much as possible and eat more,
Eat
as
more.
much as you can.
Enjoy food more.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for sharing today.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
It was nice to
thank
meet you.
Yeah, nice to see different perspectives as well.
We should
Just to
meet
talk
for-
about it.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Strangers Meet, and if you'd like to see more, comment down below. Bye!
Yeah. Support group would be good. Yeah.
Should
True,
have
true.
organize like a breakdown session.
Can yeah. Have lunch, then it's just
Make
McSpicy.
spicy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.